To have potent energy is nothing to do with what you do, and it has everything to do with how you do it. The frequency behind your actions, the frequency behind your words. It has everything to do with the alignment of who you are. Are the words that you're saying in resonance with what you truly believe, with what you truly embody, with who you truly are? Or are you simply repeating things that you've heard from someone else, but you're actually living a different life? Are you telling someone that you're going to go somewhere, do something, but you're not 100% sure they're actually going to be able to make it? There are many ways in which you can break down the potency of your energy. And I am reminded that as I just sit down to record this video, before I sat down to record this video, how your potent energy is your natural state. You are meant to have potent energy. And there's a reason why you felt called to click on this video to begin with, because you believe that you are capable of creating this within yourself or creating more of it. You may already have a lot of potent energy. And before I sat down at this video, I took a step outside because the wind was just such a powerful force. The trees, I'm living in the woods right now, and the trees were just going crazy. The leaves are all in the air. And I was just thinking to myself, Mother Nature is so potent, is so powerful, and you have that nature that lives within you. Mother Nature, think of the forces of the waves in the ocean. Think of the forces of lightning, forces of the wind, of the hurricanes. You have those forces within you. And when you can harness your potency and clean up your energy, which is what we're going to be talking about today, and bring your words and actions and the boundaries that you set into alignment with what you truly feel called to do, the actions that you take will move mountains. You won't have to speak as many words for them to get your point across. You will be able to live in so much more joy because you are operating out of this higher vibrational place. And I want to throw the scale of consciousness on the screen because oftentimes you can take a lot of action from these lower vibrational places. And these lower vibrational places of taking action out of any kind of fear, any kind of guilt, any kind of taking action out of a place of needing to feel good enough or to prove yourself in any way, those lower vibrational energies are so dense and they require so much more energy to hold. And so when you're operating, when you're taking actions, when you're speaking words out of these lower vibrational places, oftentimes that you are unaware that you're even doing, it requires you to take way more action, to say way more things, to be able to achieve the thing, to get your point across. And it's exhausting. Good thing that there's another way to do it. When you learn how to clean up your energetic leaks, to raise your vibration, and to take action and to speak words out of those higher vibrational places of already knowing your worth, already knowing who the fuck you are, coming from that place of wholeness, with your subconscious beliefs aligned with your conscious desires. Now, instead of taking all of these actions that you thought you should take, that you had to take, you're now taking the few actions that feel like bliss, that feel amazing, that are really fulfilling for you. And you're able to go so much farther. So today I want to dive into the ways in which you can let your energy leak and how to clean that up to create this very potent energy for you to be able to create in your life and do what you want in your life, for you to be able to put your energy towards the things that you truly feel aligned with, that you truly feel called to do, and create all of this expansion in every area of your life. What's up? My name is Sabrina and welcome back to the channel. Here in the Better You space, we teach creatives, dreamers, and entrepreneurs how to train their brains to turn their dreams into their real daily lives. If you want to dive deeper into my work, you can get into Better Your Mind or apply for one-on-one VIP coaching, and let's get into the video. The first thing to integrate that's going to really clean up your energy is to know who the fuck you are. I have done a lot of this in the past, and I see a lot of my clients doing this to this day, which is why I feel called to speak on it. There is often so much wasted energy in trying to prove yourself, prove that you are good enough, smart enough, worthy enough to be chosen. So much energy going into over-explaining, so much energy going into a lot of times people-pleasing. Say that someone sent you 3 paragraphs of a text, and they're super excited and they sent all of those words, and you truly only feel called to send 2 sentences back, Do you send those 2 sentences back, or do you craft up an entire paragraph back to them just because you feel bad, just because you want to give them the same energy they gave you, but it's coming out of a place of lack. It's coming out of that, it's a lower vibrational place. A lot of this, of what you're going to hear me talk about in this video, is assessing what energy you are taking actions out of, assessing what energy you are speaking out of. Because words are spells, conversations are powerful, and you want to make sure your words are in true alignment with what you actually mean, with what you actually are going to do and follow through with what your actual truth is. And speaking of this reminds me of when I was years ago, say I was like 16 years old, and when me and my partner at the time would get into a little tip, we'd get into an argument, me, out of my past insecurities and doubts and not knowing who I am, when I would get upset, I would send paragraph after paragraph, pointing out all of the things that I'm upset about, all of the little insecurities that I have. It was like chaos jumbled into like a text message. And then the other person like doesn't even know what to say to that because it's so much information. They say like one thing, it doesn't even resonate. And you're like, what? I said all of this and you said one thing back. And the conversation just goes in circles and circles. That is so much wasted energy. Versus when you know who the fuck you are, say that you are upset with someone, say that someone did disrespect you. You can say 2 sentences. Bam. Point made. You get your point across. You don't have to say anything more. You don't have to prove yourself. You don't have to over-explain shit. Nada. Nothing. Say less. How can you take a sentence, a paragraph, and concise it? Concise it to the least amount of words that you can use. Bring potency into your words, into the spells that you were speaking out into the world. Bring potency into the words that you say through the resonance that you say them. Do not say something unless you know without a shadow of a doubt that you are going to follow through with it. And this is something that I've been integrating for a very long time, and it takes practice. Notice, catch yourself when you're saying something or you're making a promise and there's part of you that's like, am I going to be able to do that? Will that actually fit in my schedule? Do I actually feel called to go to this outing with these people, but I'm saying yes, or I'm saying maybe? Even just saying maybe is an energy leak because that energy is open. When you know something is out of alignment with what you want to do, say that a group of people invited you out and you're really not feeling called to go. They invite you to a hockey game. You don't even like hockey. The energy, when you think about it, the energy is not resonating. You don't feel called to go, but you don't want to be mean. You can say it in a nice way. Oftentimes, if those other people are grounded in their own self-worth, they won't take offense to you saying, I don't feel called to go. I would love to hang out this other time, or I would love to do something else, or I don't feel called to go, period. Sometimes you don't need to explain yourself. But don't leave that energetic cord open by saying maybe, because then they're always going to be waiting to hear back from you. Well, she said maybe. Is she coming? Is she not? Maybe. That energy is open. You want to close that energy, and you want to get comfortable saying no a lot. Let your energy speak for you. When you are embodied in who you are, meaning you practice what you say, you're grounded in your self-worth. You don't say one thing and then do something else. Your energy speaks for you. I remember when I was bartending full time, and there was this guy that we worked with who would always make nasty comments about the woman who walked in. They would always be degrading sexual comments about just women in general. And I never liked to be a part of those conversations. When I would hear him talking about those things, I wouldn't need to verbally say anything. I would just walk away because I'm like, this isn't my thing. I'm going to go. I'm going to head out. I remember one time I was in the vicinity of him talking to a group of people, and it was the same like degrading conversations. He's sexualizing these women. And I didn't think much of it because that's just who he was. But he stopped talking and he got all awkward when he noticed that I was around him. And he turned and he looked at me and he was like, Sabrina, I feel like I can't even talk about this with you standing there. And I never said a word. I never told him that I felt like that was disrespectful. I never told him that he shouldn't be talking that way, or never said anything. Nothing. My energy spoke for me because I'm a living, breathing embodiment of respect You respect the people, you respect women. I would always stand up for when there would be someone like trying to make fun of or bully like another coworker. I would always stand up for that person. You don't disrespect people like that. I don't care who you're talking about. You don't do that. When someone puts their judgment of you on you, do you spend your energy, waste your energy trying to argue with them, fight with them, prove that you are not that person that they say you are and that you are this person? Some people are so convinced that they know you better than you know yourself. And don't ever feel fearful when someone challenges you in that way. It is never you versus that other person. It is always you versus you. They are triggering something within you. And when someone challenges you in that way and they misperceive you, they misunderstand you, they judge you out of their skewed perspective, out of their past experiences, and they want to point the finger and say that something is wrong with you or that you're not who you say you are, that is an initiation. That is an initiation to really ground in that knowingness of who the fuck you are. Because oftentimes when that happens, especially if it's someone who's close to you, or especially if it's large groups of people who come at you and who say, you are this person, you are that way, sometimes you can question yourself. Am I the way that these people are saying that I am? Or am I this way? Am I like XYZ? Or do I know who the fuck I am? Do I know that I'm coming out of a generous place? Do I know that I'm coming out of an open heart? Do I know that I'm speaking my own truth? And then they're only seeing me out of their own sense of lack, out of their own sense of hatred in their own heart. Sometimes in order for you to really ground in that knowingness of who you are, it requires other people to challenge you. Those people are low-key, like angels being sent to come to you for you to be able to face your own shit, to be able to become who you were meant to become. So don't get mad at these people. Don't feel resentful towards these people. This is a gift. This is like, celebrate this, because this is bringing you deeper fulfillment within yourself. And then you integrate that. And the next time someone misperceives you or misunderstands you, or they judge you or try to point the finger and blame and try to say nasty things, because people will say nasty things, especially when you are blazing your own trail and following your intuition and making your own path and putting yourself out there. People who come from a place of lack and a place of fear will have lots of things to say. And the next time that happens, you don't have to have that leaky energy because your energy is potent. You know who you are. They're not going to be able to break your energy so easily. And when you assess more and more in all areas of your life, the energy of which you're taking actions out of, you don't say as much. You don't do as much, because the things that you do are in complete alignment. Ask yourself, what truly feels aligned with what I do in my business, in my relationships, who I allow in my life, with yourself, with the boundaries with yourself, with what you allow yourself to do in your days, with how your routine is, with how much you feel in control or how much you feel out of control with your life. You do what feels in total alignment with what you feel called to do. And when you look at the scale of consciousness, instead of taking actions out of places of fear, I'm going to say yes to these clients, yes to this deal, because what if I don't get another deal like this? What if more clients don't come my way? And it's requiring more and more energy for you to keep that up. You're going to knock those things out, creating those strong boundaries in yourself, saying that doesn't feel in alignment with where I want to go in life. You decide to take those potent actions, those few actions, but that you feel in total alignment with, up on the vibrational scale. They go so much farther. You make such a bigger impact, and you do less, but you're actually doing more. It's choosing desire versus desperation. It's choosing potential versus fear. And the ways in which you can create this very potent energy is to bring yourself to silence. Noise is addictive. Silence is sacred. Tune out and tune in. Oftentimes we leak our energy by consuming so much. Think of a luxury store when you walk in. There's a shelf of handbags, right? It's a clean shelf, and you've got 3 bags or 2 bags or just 1 bag on just a clean shelf. Think about when you walk into a fast fashion store. So many clothes everywhere. It's like there's so much. There's so much consumed. There's so much there. When you are over consuming, even if it's podcasts, even if it's books, even if it's things that, okay, maybe it's not so bad for you, but when you're consuming so much, you're cluttering up your space. You're not able to hear your truth. You're not able to feel into what is out of my highest alignment because there's so much in the store. There's so much on the shelves. You're like, it's that lack of clarity. Bring yourself back to yourself. To have that potent energy, you need to have a very strong relationship with yourself. Ground your energy, right? Instead of the energy being in the head and thinking about all of the things and having all of the ideas, but not grounding them out and taking action on them, ground your energy, tune into yourself, into the truth of yourself, into what feels truly aligned, what does not feel truly aligned, what does not feel fully resonant, saying no, feeling comfortable saying no and cutting those things out. Bringing yourself back to silence will create that clarity and that potency. And also, the more present you are, the more potent you are. Because when you have thoughts you're thinking about your to-do list of what you need to do in the future, you're thinking about what happened 3 days ago, 3 weeks ago, an argument with your coworker that happened in the past. You're thinking about when you need to feed your dog and XYZ. Where is your energy? It is here. It is there. It is there. It's over there. It's fucking everywhere. It's fucking everywhere, right? Bring your energy to the present moment. Bring your senses, your awareness, tune into just to practice being more and more in the present moment, just in your day. Bring your senses, your physical senses. I want you to listen to what's going on in this moment around you, in your physical presence. I want you to feel into your body. How does your body feel? I want you to smell the aromas of your room, of the candles, of the incense, of the sweet treat down the street. Bring your senses to the here and now. Bring your thoughts, bring your focus to what is directly in front of you. Live in the present moment, and the actions that you take out of that present moment, they're going to get you so much farther, baby. They're going to get you so much farther. Versus when your energy is so scattered and you take action, where is that action going? Just a little ways ahead. Versus laser focus. Ground yourself. Bring silence in so you can create that clarity. Create stronger boundaries within your business, within your relationships, within yourself. Say less. Stop saying so much. Concise your words. Do everything with intention. Assess the energy of which you are taking action out of or you are speaking out of. Know the purpose behind the words that you're saying, the actions that you're taking. Keep your vision in mind with everything. Be so embodied in who you are to let your energy speak for you, and your energy will become very potent. The actions that you take will move mountains. The words that you speak will impact many. And you won't need to physically do so much, take up all of that energy, because you are very intentional with where you are coming from. And you do the inner work to clear up the limiting beliefs, to clear up the emotional knots that are stemming these lower vibrational actions and thoughts and conversations. If you made it to this point, go ahead and leave a star emoji in the comment section below and let me know what about this video really resonated for you. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell button to be notified every time I post a new one. Give this video a thumbs up and share this with a friend. If you want to get into the brain training work to begin to truly embody and integrate this work so that you can go out and be that powerful, potent version of yourself, go ahead and get into the Better Your Mind membership. I'll leave the link for that below, and I will see you in the next video.